So it's the end of a day, actually end of a week and this day was super, super frustrating, boring. I had to do all the bureaucratic stuff that I don't really like doing. Some of it was dealing with finance and legal stuff that has to do with Prospero. Some of it was just boring client work since I finished all the fun part. Now I'm just doing minor fixes and iteration, which is quite boring. So I think it's a good time to answer a question that was put in the comments not too long ago. How do I deal with stuff that I don't like in my work? How do I deal with it? Because what most people do is just procrastinate and delay it, and that ends up hurting them in the long term. So I want to talk about how I deal with it, and I think there's like two different kinds of boring stuff or stuff that you hate doing. So one of them is that you are currently doing something that you don't want to do. In example, you're working with people or on projects which you don't want to work on for the long term. And that kind of reminds me of, I think, a quote by, I think it was part of Steve Jobs' lecture or something, where he said that when he woke up every morning feeling like he hates going to work, that was the time for him to understand, I need to switch a job. So I do think that if you are working with a client or in a job or in a position where you hate going there every morning, or maybe you watch YouTube all day long because you're bored at what you're doing, then maybe it's time to switch that. But you may be at a different position where you work on projects that you want to work, and you want to keep working on them, which is where I am at the moment. I love working on Prospero. I love doing my freelance. I love my clients. But still, you can't avoid doing boring stuff like accounting, like giving up the service after the interesting part of the project is still you have to finish the project, even though it's boring at this point. So honestly, I think right now I'm struggling with this myself. I think the long-term solution for this is just to find a way to delegate it to somebody else. I think that one of the things that I'm going to do right now is hire somebody to deal with all the kind of legal accounting stuff, boring stuff, so I don't have to do this, because it's been taking up, not only, even if it's 1 hour a week, that hour creates so much frustration that it's not fun doing the other stuff that I have to do. And so I'm not there right now. I haven't done that right, but I think that I don't want to have a lot of days like I had today where it's just boring work and grunt work. I don't feel that I've been creative or creating value today, or growing, or making movement towards my goals. And so I think I'll have to start delegating it. Otherwise, I was just like trying to grunt through this while finding excuses. Oh, maybe it's time to take a nap or check Facebook or stuff like that. Because I think that honestly, you can't fight with yourself or try to fight procrastination. You have to understand what's causing that feeling of trying to escape from what you do, and then switch that into something else. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do. All right, hope your week was awesome, and have a great weekend. I'll catch you next week.